Cliff, thank you very much, and thanks for joining us this holidays.
My pleasure. And, I'd like to wish everybody happy holidays too, unless, like Mike Johnson, you're taking your daughter to a purity ball, in which case you're creepy and weird and scary. And does he monitor his son's porn while he's at his daughter's? At his daughter? In any case.
Well, is that the
I'm
thing
so.
in the second Borat movie? Remember
I
that
mean,
the second Borat
yes,
movie? Was that the thing? Is that
it
what
was, yes,
Oh my
because there are
God.
these. I mean, this is like, again. I mean, it is a decent place to start because theocracy has so overtaken the Republican Party. But this is that creepy far right religious nuttery where everything is about sex. I mean, they all need a psychiatrist so badly. They are so obsessed with, there should be just one large, some psychiatrists should make a lot of money off of this. They are so obsessed with the sexuality of themselves, their children. I mean, monitoring his son's porn and like taking his daughter to a purity ball because tell me this isn't creepy, because the whole point of a purity ball is that your dad is the only man in your life because you won't give yourself to another man until you're married. Like, it is just, it makes my skin crawl.
They
And
had that
this
over at Oedipus Hall, which is so nice. It's a lovely facility.
Oedipus Hall. Yes, it's a lot of fun there at Oedipus Hall, where everybody they have a big party and then they all gouge their own eyes out.
Yeah,
It's a blast. You as a sedative, you drink first so the eyes don't hurt that much.
Well, let's get into Johnson here, because I mean, isn't he just a kind of, as you were talking about, the theocracy? He's a product of the right, and they were delighted that they were able to basically get him under the radar enough to that when there was this crisis of the speaker, hey, here's this guy from Louisiana. And the more you find out about the guy is this extreme religious nutbag. And the fact that the Republican Party themselves didn't do any kind of screening on this guy before they voted to put him in as speaker tells you a lot about where that party's at.
Well, it does, and I would encourage you and other people, because I think it has. Yes, part of this is branding, but it's to use the word creepy whenever you refer to him, because that these guys, these people, they are creepy. They're not normal people. They're not normal, well-adjusted adults, and they can claim this is whatever they want to claim it is. It is a cult, which is why they fit so easily into the cult of Donald Trump, because they've given themselves over to this weird, creepy, obsessive group of people who want to know every single thing you're doing in the privacy of your bedroom. I mean, it's but this guy is worse. If you could be worse than that.
Yeah.
Because he brings all the creepy, stuff around sexuality that comes from this nutbag religious beliefs. But then you add in that really he doesn't follow anything Jesus actually said. He wants to cut tax cuts for the rich. Obviously, all Republicans want to do that. But the other stuff, the anti-immigration stuff, because I don't remember anything about helping somebody on the highway who needed who needed help that Jesus spoke about at all, right? Like, there's nothing about that. And he's an anti-immigrant nut and whatever. He wants to criminalize abortion and put women in prison, if not execute them for it. Outlaw gay relationships. I mean, he like, everything about him is awful. And then we find out on top of that two things. One, he was one of the main plotters of the insurrection, again, just like Jesus would do. Two, he has no bank account, just like Jesus would do. If anybody,
weird.
See, that's the thing. It should be weird, but with everything we know that about Clarence Thomas that came out now, and the newest reporting that Thomas was thinking about quitting the court because he wasn't making enough money, $175,000 a year, whatever, for his luscious lifestyle. And that's when the Harlan Crow gifts started. They decided they'd help this guy live like a billionaire so he'd stay on the court and keep delivering these nutty right-wing votes. Well, once you understand that he was owned by Harlan Crow, once you understand that Brett Kavanaugh, we still had no explanation where his debts were paid off. Like, this should be the biggest scandal ever. This guy doesn't have a bank account. How's he have a house? How's he have an apartment? How does he pay for anything? Somebody's paying for it. Somebody owns themselves a speaker.
It's him and the justices. They're all paid for. By the way, just one quick thing I want to put aside. I'm a Christian. Used to be a Catholic. I'm a Christian here. Cliff's spot on. The Republicans do not have the Gospel of Matthew in their Bibles, because that's very clear. Direct orders from Jesus, by the way, first 6 letters of Christian. That is the direct orders there. None of them have that. They'll tell you about Timothy or Genesis or Exodus or Leviticus, and they'll focus on that, and they don't want to.
Which is
Paul's gonna
hilarious. They go
go,
back to the Jewish ones, which
yes,
are the more fire and brimstone ones. But yes, I know. Look, I went to an Episcopalian school for 10 years, growing up in New York. It was healthy. It was moderate religion, as you're saying. You're a Christian. It was people that went on Sundays to meditate a little bit about their relationship with a higher power and think about what they had done that week and try to improve themselves. So anybody thinks I'm attacking Christianity, I think religion and moderation is a great thing. When it gets to that point of where it is a cult and you have these obsessive black and white beliefs and obsessed with sexuality and all of that, that's where all of the corruption comes in. And frankly, again, Jesus said a lot of stuff about, he hung out with lepers, and he had a lot to say about helping the poor, and he had a lot to say about the Good Samaritan. He had nothing to say about abortion. It doesn't
no,
appear in there. Nothing to
nope,
say about gay relationships. Doesn't
nope,
appear in there. He
not
also
one.
had long hair and brown skin, so you all can deal with that too out there, all of you white supremacists. But again, like, this is the stuff that just gets you, and they're trying. This ultra minority of weirdos, of creepy people, are trying to make the rest of us follow their strange. I'm sorry, I have sons, so it doesn't matter. But before you get me to take my daughter to a purity ball, I'd find the nearest cliff, like the nearest me, to jump off of. I'm sorry, it is
It's
sick
well,
and creepy and weird and obsessive and gross.